Hi guys, today's look is a really glittery, pretty cranberry holiday look. This would even be great for like New Year's Eve or something. I really love it. Hopefully you can really see how glittery and nice it is from the pictures. And I'm going to post some more pictures on my blog too, as well as all the products that are used, and I will link to that below, as always. It's really fun, it's really gorgeous. It's one of my favorite looks that I've done in a while. And if you guys keep watching, I'll show you exactly how to do it step by step. Okay, so since I really want the cranberry color to really pop and look a little more red than usual, I'm going to use a red base, and this is a MAC paint called Flammable, which they don't make anymore, so that's really helpful. But if you don't have that, you can use Artifact, which is kind of, it's a little more purple. Use any red or burgundy shade base that you have. And with this, you want to use it very sparing, so I'm just going to put a little bit on my lid and then take a fluffy brush. It looks so scary. And just blend it out slightly into the crease. You don't want to go up very far at all with this. You don't want to go too far inward with it, so keep most of the color in the center and on the outer edge. Alright, then you're going to take your main color, which is MAC's Cranberry. And I love this day to day if you put it over a brown base or just on its own. But when you really apply it like over a red base like this, it's just so gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is apply that with a flatter brush. This is 1 by Sigma, it's E55, which is really great for packing on color. It's a little more dense so it blends as well. You just want to kind of put it in the crease, turn the brush sideways just slightly, and kind of go back and forth. You can even kind of put it at an angle like that so you don't get it up too far in the crease. Take a blending brush, like an E40 by Sigma, and go back and forth like that until you have a really soft outer edge. Take a pointed pencil type brush. This is an E30 by Sigma. You're going to take a darker version of that cranberry, which is Sketch right there. If you don't have these MAC shades, it does not matter. I've said so many times, just use a color similar. That's why I kind of describe the colors. And just kind of apply that in this outer V area. So you're going to kind of act like you're lining this outer edge of your eye. And it's going to kind of turn into a wedge shape as you reach upward toward the crease. And then make a little line in the crease so it's like a V right there. Then take that same shade and go along your lower lash line, just about halfway in like that, connecting it to this darker outer corner, and then blend that out. This is a shade that's a little more orange, and it's called Coppering right there. You don't want this to turn into like an orangey copper look by any means, so you just want to take a little bit right on the tip of your blending brush, and you want to kind of tap off as much as you can. And take that right into the crease and just slightly upward so it looks like it's a real pretty kind of glowy fade that comes upward. You don't want it to look orange, you just want it to look like that cranberry shade's kind of fading out, and it looks really bright and pretty on the brow bone. Now we want to go in with our lighter highlighting shades, and my favorite one to use with cranberry is called Vapor, which is kind of a light pinkish cream. It has a little flecks of sparkle. I'm going to take this large brush, it's an E50 by Sigma, and just kind of tap that right up underneath my brow. Then take this brush. This is my favorite one for this. It's an E20, and it's little, and you know. And I take that same shade, and I'm just going to pat it right along my lower lash line. If you really want it to look apparent and look even brighter, which this color is nice on its own, you can take a white eyeliner and trace out this, you know, this tear duct area first. It'll just make this color look brighter, but I like it just on its own. And then apply a little bit right here to that little pocket that can look a little shadowy. And when you overlap that red, you just want to kind of just dab it. Right, and then we're going to go ahead and apply the glitter so that it doesn't interfere with your, so it doesn't go kind of over your eyeliner or into your lashes after they're done. So we're going to do this first. Now I'm using this, it's called Reflects Black and Red by MAC, and it looks like that. If you don't have this, you can even use like that, this Tarina Tarantino, the Sparklicity Pure or whatever, because it kind of will take on whatever color you put it over. But I have this Reflects Black and Red, and so I think that's going to be great. you don't want to mix that with anything and then apply it because it will darken it and you will look like you have little chunks. So you don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the MAC Fix Plus, which looks like this. I'm going to spray it onto any kind of brush. This is just an angled brush by Sigma. And then you're going to just lightly dab that over. You don't want to mess up your eyeshadow or anything. So just kind of get your lid damp and then immediately want to pat on the glitter, and you can just put that on a dry brush. You might have a little bit of a mess, so you may want to wait and like I said, like do your liner last. And of course for sure your mascara last, because that would have really gotten in the way. So you're just kind of dabbing that over like the outer 3/4 of your lid. You want to keep it away from that inner part. So it creates a really gorgeous sparkle and I really love it. And then to kind of seal it in, I just take this again and just spray a little bit. I always try not to flinch when I do that. And it looks messy and gross when you first spray it, but it will dry and kind of just set that glitter on. I'm using the Black Track Fluid Line by MAC and this eyeliner brush by Sigma. And just kind of apply that as you normally would. And then apply your mascara. I'm just using my CoverGirl Lash Blast. And is that it? I did leave something out. See, I told you. You can line your water lines. I'm just going to use the fluid line, which is my very favorite thing, besides the Stila eye kaujal, to line my water line with. But this will last longer than that, actually, than the Stila. This is the longest lasting thing I've ever used on the waterline. So just kind of apply that, sticking very close to your lashes, and don't go in very far with it. You want to just kind of stop right, you know, shy of the inner part. You don't want to go in too far. Alright, and then I kind of want to stay away from any blush that's like very pink, or even one that's just too tan or anything, because it's really going to kind of interfere with your color on your lid. So I'm just going to use the Nars Orgasm, which is very peachy, and on me it really doesn't, I mean, it shows up nicely, but it doesn't look so apparent like it's, you know, a really standout peach blush. But I think that a shade like this really kind of complements this color, especially since you use that more copper shade around the outer edges. Looks better than using like a pink or something. Same kind of theory applies to my lips. I don't want to do anything too red or too pink because, like I said, it will clash. So what I did is I just used a very nude shade, this is my favorite nude lipstick of all time. It's the L'Oreal Endless in the Buff, which I've used this for years. Like, I discovered this in college and it was like my favorite. And I talked about it a couple favorites back, I think, and they do have it on sale now at CVS. That's where I found mine, just because they're going out of, or they're discontinuing that particular line or whatever, and I got it for like $2. So go check it out if you can't find it, or just use any nude, you know, lip color. Make sure that your color on your cheeks is really well blended, and then to keep your lips from just looking too like plain, you know, you want to apply a lip color or a lip gloss on top of it that has a little color to it. This is my YSL Golden Gloss in, I believe it's shade 10, which is my favorite one. It's a little kind of pinky peach, and that gives you a lot of shine and a little bit of color on top of that totally nude lip. So hope that you guys enjoy it and that you'll try this out for the holidays, and I'll talk to you all very soon.